Chazak Baruch, good morning.
Good morning.
Moving on to the specific minhagim that take place when we do the bdikat chametz, the checking for the chametz. We know that traditionally we're supposed to put pieces of bread around the house that we make a search for, a little hunt. It's almost sometimes turned into a game with the children or between you and your spouse, but even though it is somewhat of a game and it's definitely supposed to be fun and we're supposed to encourage the children into it, the point of the bidika is actually to find chametz that we overlooked, that we did not see. Now, in order that we make a bracha and we're actually going to burn something, and we don't make the bracha on no chametz being found, and there's no going to be any burning, so therefore we put pieces of bread around the house. According to the Zohar, it is ideal to put 10 pieces of bread around the house. Whether the house is very big or whether the house is small, to put 10 pieces of bread. The way to put the bread is wrapped. Because if you just take a piece of bread and then you allow the crumbs to go all over the place, well, all of the cleaning that our wives or ourselves have been doing for the past 2 weeks or month before Pesach all went in vain and all went to waste. So therefore, we always wrap the bread when we put it in the places. How do we wrap it? Well, we see some people put it in foil, some people put it in plastic. Ever since I was young, I always remember us doing the smartest idea. The smartest is either taking newspaper or paper and wrapping it in that. The reason for that is because when you're going to take it and you're going to put it in the fire, it's going to burn the best. So take a piece of paper, take a piece of newspaper, take a piece of a magazine, be generous with the amount of paper you use, you put the bread in and you fold it a couple times over. You put a piece of tape on it, you shake it around, there's not going to be any chametz, no crumbs are going to fall out of that. So you got to fold it on all four corners, and then you are good. That is the best way. It also helps us at the synagogue or any bonfire that you go to give life to the fire rather than smothering it if you're going to put any aluminum foil or plastic in the fire. So that is by far the best way to do it. We also go around with a candle. We go around with a candle. Again, that was the means of illuminating back in the day, till I guess the light bulb, till electricity. That was the only way to illuminate. The type of candle that we use is supposed to be a wax candle. It's not supposed to be oil because oil doesn't give it nice when you're moving around with it. It's not supposed to be any fats or non-kosher substances, so that's also not supposed to be. It's also not supposed to be a torch, as we say in Hebrew in avukah, because a torch flickers. And when you're moving along and you're checking, it might flicker and you might skip over where there might be some chametz. So we use a regular one braided candle, and that would be the best. One is also able to use a flashlight as a help. And if they don't have a candle, they even could do a bracha on the bdikat chametz with a flashlight if they don't have a candle. I'll end off with one last halacha, which is one of the biggest misconceptions. And again, if you've always been doing it not this way, I'm not saying you have to change, but it's just something we should know. Everyone thinks that for bdikat chametz, we need to close the lights in the house. That is obviously not true. The reason why is because it's not supposed to be this spooky, fun experience per se. It's definitely supposed to be fun, but that's not the point. The point is to find chametz. Even though when you close the lights and you look around with the candle, you might find chametz, it obviously is better and more conducive for finding chametz if the lights are on. The point of the candle, as it says in the Mishnah and in the Talmud, is to get into the crevices and corners and drawers and cupboards which are not illuminated. So you have the candle to come around. So what we do at home is we keep the lights on. We do, maybe at least in the beginning, dim them a little for the environment of the children. We make sure each child has their own flashlight, and I'm the only one that goes around with the candle. My wife hides the 10 pieces. She remembers. It's very important. Whoever hides the pieces, remember where you put them. If you're not going to remember, obviously, jot them down on a Post-it. Write it down. It could happen, it sometimes happens that you lose a piece. Write them down and then make it a very beautiful experience, searching for the chametz, altogether the whole family, B'ezrat Hashem. So again, the closing of the lights is done by many, but the truth is it does not have to be done, and in some situations it's better that it is not done. Okay, tonight Mincha Arvit is going to be at 7:05. Again.